Sharon, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, good.
Dan, you should get into more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Roy. Yes, Roy.
Don't wait for Nate to call you now, Roy, right? Get him in.
Mate.
Yes, Nate.
Yep. Yes, Roy.
Poi, non parlo io. Ce n'è una da me.
Gli ultimi tre, poi partiamo da centrocampo.
Puoi tecnicare una... Yes. And then you've gone to see okay.
Jacopo, spostiamoci verso centrocampo intanto. Spostiamoci verso centrocampo, pallone in porta. Laterali.
Sorry, Dan. Yeah, in.
Palla ai portiere.
Sorry. Oh, the fucking question. Turn on me. Good evening and welcome to the IBSA Blind Football European Championships 2017. We're right there on your screen. We're in Berlin. It is indeed day number 5 in our final game, and it's a big one here tonight. It's Italy taking on England. So a huge game in this group. Good evening, my name's Alan March, live here in Berlin, and this will be a very, very special clash. Let's take a look at the results for these two teams so far in this competition. Italy getting off to a fantastic start. A victory over Romania in the last game as well. Defeat against Germany in that rain-stopped game, so they could have would have hoped for better in that first game. Romania a 6-0 defeat by England, and France then the next night 7-heaven for the England team. Yet to concede a goal. Italy in a game that really will feel like a must-win. I'm joined here in the studio by coach Rossano Mastro Domenico. Rossano, this is a game that you've just got to go out there and get a victory.
Rossano, questa è una partita dove non si può perdere nulla, l'Inghilterra si aspetta da vincere, si potete entrare e lo potete solo vincere, no?
Sicuramente l'Inghilterra è una squadra molto forte, molto solida. Naturalmente come le altre partite noi siamo venuti qua chiaramente per fronteggiare qualsiasi situazione e cercheremo sicuramente di venire fuori con almeno positivamente con un vantaggio.
Okay, yeah, of course, England is a very strong team. They're for sure favorite. We, as almost in every match as Italy, we are a kind of underdog, and we could put everything in. Not many to lose, but a lot of to win.
What is the atmosphere within the team? What's the morale like within the team at the moment?
Come l'atmosfera nella squadra per il momento, anche guardando come il risultato prima?
L'atmosfera naturalmente diventa sempre più determinante, nel senso che i ragazzi stanno affrontando questo europeo in maniera sempre più professionale.
Well, they're getting it more serious, more professional and more determined as we came to the end of the group stage, and of course the result in this afternoon giving new power and new hope.
Excellent. All the best for this evening's game. Let's take a look at the group standings then. And as you can see, it is a 0-0 draw a little bit earlier on, which surprised, well, let's put it this way, absolutely everybody. And a huge result for Germany, that 0-0 between Romania and France. Italy and England up next, as we said. England top the pile before they even play here tonight with 13 plus in the goal difference. They haven't conceded a single goal here in this competition, and we're very lucky to be joined by Jeff Davis, who is the performance director for the team. Jeff, and we've been joined by Pete Selby, one of our commentators here as well. We're hearing from Italy, they're determined, they want to try and get a victory tonight because that keeps them in the competition pretty much. A victory here tonight, and England are all but through to the semi-finals. I asked the same question, but what's the morale like with the England team at the moment? They seem really, really happy.
Yeah, I think the boys are really, really pleased. The staff have really been trying to keep their feet on the ground. We've consigned the French game yesterday. Last night we consigned it to the back of our mind. That's gone. And today we've got Italy, and they're a very strong team. And we have to make sure that we do the best we can. But the lads are really buoyant, but determined.
We heard from John Pugh a little bit earlier on as well. We interviewed him, and he said that they had this sort of, could we possibly win this feeling in Hereford? And this time around, you're trying to keep your feet on the ground. What's different between now and how the atmosphere around the team was in Hereford?
Well, I think what happened in Hereford is that we won our last game against Turkey, who was probably one of the favourites for the competition, and we sort of already began celebrating that we was in the final of the European Championships. And unfortunately, we got knocked out in the semi-final by Russia, and what we try to use is all that hurt that we had by not going to the Paralympics, keep trying to remind the players that, we don't want that feeling again. What we want is that we want to make sure that we first qualify for the World Championships and then go on and do as best we can in this tournament and then build towards Tokyo 2020.
Okay, we're going to take a look at some of the goals that were scored against France, and I'm sure Pete will have plenty of questions about these players, but some of these guys, the skill levels that are involved here, Jeff, absolutely tremendous.
Yeah, we're very lucky. We do have a virtually a full-time programme in England, so these players are training, if not on a permanent basis, they're training 75% of their time that it is towards practicing for football. So we are extremely fortunate, and we've just been trying to build on the skills that we need to be able to be good players, and looking at and benchmarking ourselves against the best in the world, Argentina, Brazil, because they're the teams that we really need to get to.
Yeah, just picking out one or two players in particular. Roy Turner there, the number 9. Many people who are watching this game live, over 1 million people saw this game broadcast, streamed in the UK, and many people picked out number 9, Roy Turner. Just a quick word on him, and he performed very well in that game against France, and he's really your main hope up front, 4 goals, isn't he?
Well, what I would say about Roy is that he's come quite late to the game and has done fantastically well to get to where he is. But what a really important point is that Roy may be scoring at that end, but what people might not see is that who's made the tackle to block to get the ball to him, who's made the pass to get the ball to him. Has the goalkeeper played a really good ball into his feet? So yeah, Roy gets the glory, but it is a real team effort for everybody, and I think that's what we keep trying to ensure, that everybody works as a team.
The goalkeepers are often quite forgotten here in blind football, but they're just as important, aren't they?
Look, I can't emphasise enough how important, not just around them saving shots or them ensuring that people's shape's right, but their communication is absolutely key, because they're the building blocks that we have to begin to start from the back moving forward. So yeah, the 2 guys that we've got, both Dylan and Dan, are just fantastic and have really developed over the last few years.
Thank you very much for joining us, Jeff, and good luck for tonight. Let's take a look at Group B's standings, shall we?
Lovely, thanks.
So Georgia 1, Russia 11. It seems like hours ago. That's because it was 11 o'clock this morning, that game. We got started with a 12-goal game. Belgium against Spain as well. That was the second game in Group B today, and Spain running out comfortable victors, or they probably would have wanted to score a few more goals in that. So they sit top with plus 12 and 7 points. So too are Russia with plus 11. So it is pretty tight. It just means that Turkey here, the holders of the title, currently will go out, but they have to play Spain in the final game.
Yeah, what a game that promises to be. So Turkey need to win to then advance to the next stage. Spain will only need a draw, and that's all presuming that Russia do go and beat Belgium. I must admit, Belgium were disappointing in that defeat to Spain. So if you put down a Russian victory, then yes, what a game that is between Spain and Turkey. Could be that the defending champions will not make it through to the semi-final stage this time around.
So in a couple of moments we'll take a look at some goals from Italy in this tournament, or as Pete likes to say, Poliobo.
Yes, it's I'm not saying it's a one-man team, but here's Poliobo on the ball. He is 15 years old, and he's just turned 15 as well. I've seen him a couple of years ago, actually, when he was only 13, and he looked a real bright prospect, and he was still about the same size as he is now. The one thing with Poliobo, he's obviously a great athlete. He gets across the field so quickly. Doesn't look like he's actually running. He's got a big stride on him, but the one thing he's worked on since the last time I've seen him, he's worked on his composure in the final third and in the penalty D. And you can see here scoring 4 goals against Romania, and now he's put that bit of a composure into his game. He's a real menace, and he is the man that England will need to stop in their quest to get 9 points from 3 games.
What we find impressive is the lack of back lift. You know, we talk about players lifting their back leg as far back as they can before striking to get a little bit more power in. These guys don't have that as an advantage in their arsenal, because the further they back they pull it, the more chance of actually missing the ball or it rolling a little bit further. So they keep it under close control. It comes back very, very short and then fires in exceptionally hard. So Pete, top goal scorers coming up next, and we'll see a list here. And unlike some countries, England actually have a hatful in the middle here. Coleman, English, Williams and Turnham, all on 3 apiece. So England have been spreading the goals around. Hassan Satai got 7 in one game, which is why he's got 10 on this list. But he's virtually, other than Okal, he's doing a lot of the work here. So England spreading the goals around. They're going to have to watch out for Poliobo, but surely England have got the better firepower.
Yeah, this shows you the difference between the two teams. One, England, they've got a really strong squad, shown here with the likes of Coleman, English, Williams and Turnham, all with 3 goals. And then you've got Italy with only the 1 player on that list, and that is Poliobo with 4. So he is the man that England need to stop, and I think England can, and I think they've got the players to actually damage then Italy at the other end. It can be any of those. Coleman, midfield, English, rampaging from the back, Robin Williams, one of the best dribblers not only in England but in the world game of blind football, and then Roy Turnham, the number 9, who grabbed all the attention in that big win against the French.
Well, England expects, as always, if you are an Englishman or an English lady watching this performance, you'll be thinking, we've been here before, looked great for so long, and then maybe the disappointment. But is this our year? So many of England's national under teams have won in tournaments so far throughout the course of the summer. Are we about to get a victory in another competition, this time here in Germany, in Berlin? Can England take another title this summer? Well, we're going to go over to our commentary box as the players are getting themselves ready. Is this the part where England stumble a little, or is this their year? Hereford a couple of years ago, it just didn't happen out in the semi-finals to Russia. This one puts them into the semi-final stage again. You can see they're all lined up in the tunnel as we go over to our commentary box. Jonathan Bell and Peter Selby.
Thank you very much, Alan. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Berlin. As the sun sets here in the centre of the German capital, England will be locking horns with Italy in just a few moments' time on day 5 and game number 4 of these championships. The scene is certainly set for these 2 European heavyweights to put on an absolute belter of a game here. England know 3 points and they are home and hose going into the game against the home nation tomorrow night. Italy, as we heard from their coach Rossano Mastrodemicio a few moments ago, he thinks that they are the underdogs in this group. We're about to find out if they've got the credentials in order to progress further in this competition and deter England's progress in the process. England led out by their goalkeeper Daniel James in the black goalkeeping outfit with purple long sleeve, black trousers and black trainers. As for Italy, they're led out by their goalkeeper Marco Lamacchia in the green top, green shorts, black knee pads and green socks. England in traditional white shirts, white shorts, white socks, and Italy in all blue as well. Both teams lining up either side of the halfway line with their guides at either end of the line. The Italian guide is Enrico Scalci in his blue tracksuit top and navy blue tracksuit bottoms. And the England guide is Adam Bendel from the southwest in his navy blue top and navy blue trousers as well. We are ready here for the national anthems. Expect them to be sung with heart and pride. First is England.
Liebe Fußballfreunde, bitte erheben Sie sich von den Plätzen. Wir hören die Hymnen der Mannschaften und wir beginnen mit England. Say our gracious Queen, long live our noble Queen. God save our Queen. Send her victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save our Queen.
The roar of the three lions evident for all in Berlin to hear. Now it's over to the Italians. Formalities out of the way then. It's time for England and Italy to do the business on the pitch now. The England team, led by Dan James, will be announced to the crowd in a few moments' time, as will the Italians as well. We can see now how they line up. Marco Lamacchia keeps his #1 jersey in the Italian goal. They are captained by Fabrizio D'Alessandro, the small #9 with the grey hair and the very long blue shorts as well. He is the oldest Italian player in their squad at the age of 46. At the other end of the age spectrum, #7, Paul Ayobo, top scorer for Italy with 4 goals in their last game against Romania, and he is also their youngest player in the team at just 15 years old. As for England, it's the same team for them that started in the thrashing of France yesterday. That means that Daniel James is in goal. Kerin Seal, a Welshman in the English team, as they are not only England but Team GB as well. Technically, Dan English, certainly an Englishman on the pitch. Robin Williams, certainly the one to look out for, though, the #6, with Brandon Coleman completing the starting 5. John Pugh, the coach of England, was talking to us earlier and making sure that feet were wedged firmly onto the ground ahead of this one. Of course, the dizzy heights of the semi-finals, not too far away for England if they win this one, but focus is certainly necessary in order to overcome the Italians in front of them. So, of course, a big game requires big officiating as well. And today, the officials in green, just to the right of the screen, are Dustin Venman and Attila Balint as well, officiating this one. Of course, a big team of officials, part of blind football, not just the 2 on the pitch, but there are 2 as well on the sideline, making sure things are in check between the 2 dugouts. The men tasked with that either side of the screen, Thomas Jesko of Hungary and Danilo Karuba of Italy, and the 3 behind them as well in the black tracksuit tops, shorts and socks, sat behind the table in the white tent on the far side, are to make sure that personal fouls and team fouls, of course the clock and the score as well, are all counted and correct. Let's hear now though about the coin toss.
We have a coin, it's yellow and black. England has yellow, black, yellow first. It's black, so Italy you
you have the choice. You want to stay in one half or change? Stay there or change? Okay, so Italy stays there, the ball goes to England. So
England will start things off then, and they'll be kicking from right to left in the first half in their white shirts, white shorts and white socks as well. Italy in all blue, winning the toss there and electing to stay exactly where they are, of course captained by Fabrizio D'Alessandro. Pete has joined me in the commentary box now. We saw, Pete, exactly what England are capable of yesterday in that 7-0 win against France. The big question is, can they keep up to the height of their own hype?
Yes, definitely. It's a big game for England. It's a big game for Italy. It's a big game in Group A. And England are 2 from 2. Plenty of goals scored as well. And Italy, well, they got over the defeats to Germany by beating Romania. But then again, everyone's beating Romania in Group A at the moment. And England all in white, shooting from right to left. Italy all in blue from left to right. And if England win tonight, they have 1 foot firmly in the semi-finals. It's going to be very close in behind England if they do win. Of course, they've got 1 more group game remaining, and that is a big one indeed. And that will be tomorrow against Germany. But the 2 on-field referees going over and shaking the hands of the coaches. There's John Pugh, the England coach on the near side, going over and doing the same to the Italian bench. Now, if you're new to blind football, please get in contact with us at Euro 2017 Berlin. That's the Twitter handle, and if you want to send any questions, use the hashtag #TheSoundOfFootball. Ask us any questions about the sport of blind football, and then through the commentary, myself and Jonathan next to me in the comm box, we'll try and give you all the rules as we go along if you're brand new. Now, the football they're using, they can hear the football because it's got ball bearings inside in a UFO-shaped tin mechanism on the side of the inside of the football. And it's a size 4 football, so slightly smaller than your 11-a-side. Here's a run by Robin Williams into the D already. And he's tackled and it goes out for a goal kick, but early intent there shown by England and their star midfielder, Robin Williams. Throwouts by the goalkeeper downfield for Paulie Obo, that 15-year-old I was talking to Alan earlier about, who tackles back on this near side. Well won by Dan English. Dan English squares it over to the right to Coleman. Coleman just slightly overruns the ball, and the Italian captain, number 8, Massimo Galliccio, just knocks it over to this far right, and there's kickboards either side of the field, and you'll notice automatically that instantly that they're actually lent away from the players, so when they do collide with them it doesn't hurt so much. If they were 90 degrees it would hurt an awful lot, so they're just angled away. Good turn by English, spreads it over to the near left-hand side. There's broken lines at either end of the pitch. That just breaks the pitch into thirds, so we'll say attacking third, midfield third and defensive third. It just gives an indication if you're listening to this commentary as well. It is audio description, so we're giving a bit of a bigger picture of where the ball is and what's going on, so if you're partially sighted or blind you can enjoy this commentary. Italy coming down the left into the D, just losing track of the ball. The goalkeeper can't come out of that 2-metre goalkeeping square. If he does, it will be a penalty. That's why they are located in that square, and they're giving directions to the defenders exactly what to do, whether to touch the ball, pass it back or clear the ball. It's just a help for the defenders. And at the other end of the field there is a coach behind the goal. You can see there the England coach, and he'll give advice to the attackers, and when there's a dead ball situation they can tap the posts as well, just to give an indication of where they are situated on the field. Overarm throw by the goalkeeper. It needs to bounce at least once inside their own half. Down the right-hand side, Paulie Obo battling with Robin Williams and gets the better of him. Here goes the 15-year-old into the D from the right to the left. Can't stop it from going out of play, and it will be another restart for England. This time the tall Dan James. You see, he can hold the ball in one hand. Underarm throw down the right. So it's going to roll a few times to get to the feet of Coleman. Coleman's then going to drift inside, central position, stops for the broken line. Now goes again down the left, collides with the Italian captain. And he gets to his feet, no foul given. I'll give you an indication of the fouls in a minute. Here goes Robin Williams
Gets to the broken line, has to go back to retrieve it from inside the centre circle. Tackled by Yobo. He follows up his tackle by trying to win the ball back. Coleman on the halfway line, drifts in from the right, goes to ground after a tackle by Paul Yobo. The referee with a whistle to his mouth says no foul because Coleman has it. He's waving play on. Coleman down the right, chance for a shot on goal into the arms of the goalkeeper from an acute angle. Got his angles right, did the goalkeeper, who pushes the ball out to Paul Yobo. Up to the halfway line. Quite a frantic start here in Berlin. Good tackle on Yobo by English, but Yobo's going past one, past another, into the D. Dan James, the goalkeeper, spreads himself. Not needed though, because Karen Seal is back for England and defends well. Brings it out slowly from his own third. Stops before the halfway line. Stops inside the centre circle, in fact, and lovely pass out wide for Robin Williams, who nearly went over then from a tackle. No fouls given, so I've not had yet to explain about the fouls and the calls of voy that you can hear on the audio. Here goes English down the right, stops before the broken line, goes back, now goes again down the left, close dribbling, goes past one, into the D, and scores for England. Dan English opens the scoring, a left-footed shot from the central position, 6 metres from goal, finds the bottom right-hand corner, and it's a fast start for England once again. It's England 1, Italy 0.
Fantastic start for England, and once again it's that man Dan English. It took him 33 seconds yesterday to get on the score sheet. A little bit longer this time around. He kept the crowd waiting here in Berlin, but delightful scenes when the ball struck the back of the net. The English crowd here out in force and jumping to their feet after that hit the back of the net. So England lead by 1-0. Super start from them, and Italy get the restart going. Yobo charging down the left-hand side, checks back inside again, then drifts to the right, just outside of the final third, and then England have got everybody back in their bottom left corner and eventually managed to try and get the ball clear. One thing about England, they have a lot of tall players that are very muscular as well. England are very fit, and Spain lack that sort of muscular strength and also height as well. So England have the physical advantage. Yobo is quite a tall player though for Italy, and he's battling on the near side still as England just about clear their lives. Now Coleman on the counter-attack. Can England get a second here? Trying to get over the halfway line. The captain, D'Alessandro, is back there for Italy, the small figure. Manages to get back there. A clash between Coleman and also Delaccio as the ball goes out of play for an Italian ball to our left. They throw it now just towards the halfway line, near side. Yobo plays it square towards the far side. No Italian blue shirt there, though. Coleman manages to scamper towards it. And now D'Alessandro wins possession back for Italy. Good pressure from Italy so far in this game. Good turn from English though. Right-hand side, wearing the captain's armband for England. Coming up to the halfway line, charges down the right-hand side, gets past one play. It's a 2-on-2 here for England if they work it well. English on the outside, right side of the area, shot comes in. What a wonderful save from Marco Dalmaccia, just tipping it with the left hand wide over the crossbar. And Dan English, once again, the man that Italy are absolutely terrorised by at the moment, waltzing down the right channel. The shot comes in and it's tipped over the crossbar. Meanwhile, at the other end, the replay currently on the screen of Yobo going through, and really good tackle from Karen Seal just before it got towards Dan James's goal. So a great start to this match, and England doing the attacking work now. To our left, on the far side, it's Williams with the corner, waltzing his way towards the front post with the red trainers on, gets tackled well by Delaccio, but it squirms behind for another corner, far side, the right again for England. Robin Williams, the man going to take it. England leaving one man back, which is Karen Seal, the number 4, but Brandon Coleman is going across to join Robin Williams.
Yeah, Robin Williams wearing 6. Coleman joined him wearing 7. England with another cracking start. 4 minutes and 15 seconds gone of the first half, which is 20 minutes long each half, but the clock does stop for every infringement, including this corner. Here comes Williams, goes back to the broken line. He's now more central, turns on the afterburners, goes to ground. Well, nothing given there from the referees. Looked like he tripped over the feet of Paul Yobo, but no free kick given. Long throw down the right for Italy, and that's going to be shepherded out of play. Now, the players need to be shouting voy at all times, which a rough translation means I am here. And you need to shout it because if you don't and you collide with a player, then it will be a foul given, and the opposition will have a free kick. So if I'm running with the ball and I fail to shout voy and collide with the defender who is, then I've given away the free kick. Long throw down the right by Italy, and Paul Yobo will not be able to pick that one up. And you can see there are circles below the Italian flag and Italy 0 at the top of your screen, and also England 1. There's 5 discs. They are team fouls, and you're allowed 5 team fouls in each half. Any more committed, then it will be an automatic 8-metre penalty. Goes out on the left, and it will be another restart for Italy. Long throw, needs to bounce inside of his own half, does just that, onto the head of Paul Yobo, and in a midfield battle with Dan English, Yobo has to go back to his own broken line. Loses out to Dan English inside the Italian third on the left, tries to turn his man. He's got his back to goal at the moment, being very well shepherded by the Italian defence. He's by the left-hand kickboard, turns down the left, just outruns the ball, and it goes out for another restart for Italy. So yes, Voi, that's the call. You can be heard all the way through the pitch, and of course it's silent as that ball just goes straight through for an English throw out by the goalkeeper Dan James. And that's why the crowd are silent, because obviously the players will need to hear the shouts of Voi. Throw by Dan, but down the right, and again that goes straight out for an Italian restart. You know, those team fouls do tot up in the each half, but so far in this game, no committed by both teams. Again, a long throw by the keeper goes straight out. So they're having their own little game at the moment, the two goalkeepers, just throwing the ball to each other. And I think they're just halting play for 1 second as Paul Yobo just slowly gets to his feet, and well, if he can't continue, he's going to be fine, but the Italians don't want him missing from the field of play. Dan James this time doesn't go long, just rolls it outside of his D, and finally we can have a bit of blind football happening. Good pass by Keren Seal from his own D, down the left-hand side, and then a clash of heads between Robin Williams and the Italian captain Fabrizio D'Alessandro. Happily both get to their feet, and Williams goes back inside his own half, loses to Paul Yobo, who goes into the D, and that runs through to the goalkeeper Dan James, and cat-like reactions, jumps away from a sliding tackle by Paul Yobo. Well played there by both the attacker and the goalkeeper. Of course, accidental collisions do happen in blind football, but both there come out with a lot of credit. Flipped ball from the halfway line for England. From the right, down the left-hand side, goes out. Robin Williams can't keep that from going out of play. He's got quite scrappy in the last few minutes, but England won't mind that because they are 1 goal up.
Absolutely. Paul Yobo just down at the moment on the edge of his own centre circle doing his left lace. He's got green trainers, Paul Yobo, with 3 black stripes on the inside and outside of them. And so play momentarily halted. He's back to his feet now, and Italy will start from the back with goalkeeper Marco Lamacchia. It will be a throw from him with a right-hand underarm throw, bounces a couple of times before it gets to the halfway line, near side off the kick ball. Paul Yobo coming in field, trying to charge down the centre. He's got 3 big Englishmen in front of him. One is Dan English, who fouls Paul Yobo there. In fact, it was Robin Williams as well coming onto the scene that the referee has pointed to, and it'll be Italy with their first set piece of the game on the edge of the broken line, on the line that signifies the attacking third. It's just left of centre, and there'll be 2 posted over this one, little and large. Paul Yobo, the number 7, and just in front of him Fabrizio D'Alessandro. The referee is on the far side, just indicating to the officials' tent on the far side exactly what the foul is, and also the team fouls as well. So it's a team foul against England and a personal foul against Robin Williams, and they could be punished here if Italy strike this one in the back of the net. As far as it's Paul Yobo laying this off to D'Alessandro instead of the other way around, but D'Alessandro shoots straight into the midriff of Seal there. It just cushions down and drops in front of him on the edge of the area and manages to clear it down the left-hand side. Brandon Coleman, the furthest man up for England, on halfway. Good square ball towards the far side. And Robin Williams, there's everyone back for Italy, but Robin Williams gets past one. He stops in his tracks as he loses control on the edge of the broken line, so regains his momentum as he charges down the right-hand side. He gets the final touch on the ball, however, and it's too strong for him to keep in. And it is a throw for Italy, with Lamacchia bowling it down the right-hand channel. Yobo laterally running in field, gets to the centre spot and prods it forward, but it's intercepted by Dan English and squirms out towards the far side. Robin Williams can't get control, so Dan English comes across to the far side to stop D'Alessandro in his tracks, trying to weave his way through the English defence. It goes all the way back to the edge of the England box, and Keren Seal, who comes forward with it and plays it over halfway low towards the left-hand side, and Coleman, who's got 2 defenders to beat, goes past one, hits into the side netting on the right corner of the area. A really good effort there, a couple in front of me of an English persuasion getting to their feet for a moment there, thinking that had gone the other side of the net. But unfortunately for England, it missed the target. The ball goes over halfway, straight back into England territory, and it is indeed England, the Three Lions, leading this match and also bossing possession at the moment. But they're getting a bit of a tangle, three of them all going around the ball on the edge of the area. Robin Williams didn't control, Dan English thought he'd help out instead, and in the end, no nonsense, he has to just clear his lines. There's no white shirt in the offensive half of the pitch, so he goes all the way out for an Italy throw.
There's going to be a substitution here, and it's going to be the star of their previous win, number 9, Roy Turnham, entering the field of play. He comes on for Robin Williams. So England's dynamic number 9, which I know many people watching this live stream back in the UK, they were all saying, who's that number 9? Get him in the 11-a-side team. Well, he's on the field of play now, and he's just dropping slightly deeper than many people would expect. He's an all-round footballer, does his defensive duty just as well as his attacking duty. Here he comes forward and wins the ball back instantly inside his own half, in the halfway line now. Over the halfway line he goes, turns on the afterburners, edge of the D, goes to ground under a foul by the Italian number 8, Massimo Delaccio, and it's going to be a free kick to England, central position, around 8 metres from goal. And well, Roy Turnham there turned on the pace, went straight towards goal, no nonsense, and was brought down by the last man, who will be actually quite fortunate, really, not to be given a yellow card. It's going to be a team foul for Italy. That's the first that they have received. Maybe there was a covering defender, so yeah, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt there. There was a covering defender, so yeah, maybe just the team foul would be okay. Free kick to England, 8 metres from goal. Standing over the ball is Brandon Coleman. He's going to receive this from Roy Turnham. There's 4 men in an Italian wall blocking the near post. There's the coach just tapping the posts. That's the near right-hand post. Now he's going to go around and do the same on the far left. So 1 team foul each. England 1 goal up after 8 minutes of this first half. Vital match in Group A. Turnham's going to roll it for Coleman. And now he goes to the right-hand side, straight at the keeper. It squirms away to the right. The keeper dives. It doesn't go from behind for a corner. It's a foul, and it's going to be another free kick, this time for Italy. The goalkeeper stopped it, went straight at him, and it squirmed away to the right inside his goalkeeping square. It wasn't in any danger of going in the back of the net, but seeing the replay, yes, Coleman went to the right-hand side, so it was a more acute angle. The shot was straight at the keeper. It then bounced a few times in his goalkeeping square over to the right of Italy, and then it was a push on Poliobo, and it's a free kick to Italy inside their own third. So that's another team foul for England. That's the second so far, so they've only allowed 3 more, and then there will be 8-metre penalty kicks. Long kick out by Italy, just goes straight out of play, and they're going to have to rethink their tactics when Poliobo is not up front to control the ball from these long kick-outs. In fact, it looked like on the way through, it just got a deflection off a white sock, and that means it's going to be a corner to Italy on the far left-hand side. Must admit, when it was passed through, well, I didn't see any deflection, but the referees, there's 2 of them on the field, and they are the best referees in the world here in Berlin. There's 2 of them on the field, and if one misses something, the other one can then correct the official, and it's something maybe other forms of football could apply. Shot straight from the corner is straight at Dan James, a really easy save for him, and a long throw downfield from his long arms, goes all the way down, and it comes off a blue shirt, so it's going to be a corner to England from the left-hand side. Well played there by the goalkeeper Dan James, not only saving that shot from the corner, but also quickly releasing the ball downfield, and it's going to be an England corner from the left, and going over to join Brandon Coleman is that man, Roy Turnham. So it's going to be him, Roy, to take this corner. He goes around about 5 metres down the kickboard. Then he drives into the D. He stops. He's still got the ball by the corner now. Stops it from going out of play. Nice close skill. He's trapped against that kickboard. He's been hacked at by the legs of D'Alessandro. And he does well just to pass the ball back to Brandon Coleman to say, you have it, because I'm being chopped down like a tree by the Italian captain. Anyway, over on the far side, Poliobo wins it back for Italy inside the English half, and Dan English himself goes back and does very well, gets goal side and then turns Poliobo, the English coach Tom Poo's not happy with the tackle, but here goes English into the opposition half, just stumbles over the ball as he got to the D, still got it, now central position, turns away from 3 men, right-footed shot, well saved by the goalkeeper. It was straight at the goalkeeper, who saved with his legs. It's still not going out of play, it's still with English on the edge of the D. He's going to do the same movement, over from the right, drifts to the left, stops, then tackled by the Italian defence, who just boot it downfield. Anywhere will do for them. It goes straight to the feet of Roy Turnham, though. He goes down the right, into a more central position. Right-footed shot saved by the goalkeeper's legs, but he was too far out of his square, so it's going to be a penalty for England. Well played there by Roy Turnham. He managed to pick the ball up. He went down the right-hand side. His shot was saved by the legs of the goalkeeper, but he was too far out of his goalkeeping square when he did, and it's going to be a penalty to England, and it will be taken by number 7, Brandon Coleman. So 2 good attacks there for England, both by Dan English and by Roy Turnham. I think the England manager John Pugh, who was saying that there was a foul on Dan English early on in that move, I think he'll be quite relieved that the foul wasn't given by the officials. So once again, the referees here were proved correct. So this penalty for England on the edge of the D. The referee's just making sure that the eyewear is all sorted. There's some gauzes on top of the eyes, then there's tape put down on top, and then you've got the black blindfold across the face, which I was wearing earlier in the discussion with Alan March. So the coach behind the goal, it's very comfortable actually, Jonathan, the blindfold. I've got a big head and it was absolutely fine. Coleman takes 1 step back, shoots into the roof of the net. England double their lead. It was straight down the centre, past the goalkeeper, high into the roof of the net. No need for the coach behind the goal. Brandon Coleman knows what to do from the spots. England 2, Italy 0.
Is it just me, Pete, or am I getting a sense of deja vu? Brandon Coleman replicating the penalty he scored against Romania on Saturday afternoon by toe-pegging it with the right foot high into the goalkeeper's net. Lamacchia went down low onto his knees, anticipating a shot into the corner, and Brandon Coleman completely fooled him and blasted England into a 2-goal lead. What a start for the Three Lions, of course well aware of the fact that 3 points today sees them into the semi-finals, and of course they've still got a game to come on Wednesday night against Germany tomorrow under the floodlights in Berlin. A scoop ball forward from the kickoffs, trying to search for a Yobo on the edge of the England penalty area. It's his opposite number Coleman coming forward with the ball towards halfway. D'Alessandro tries to recover the ball on the far side, the Italian left, but Coleman is straight there across. He's certainly got the height advantage over D'Alessandro. In fact, he's got his left arm around his neck, Coleman. Fortunate to get a free kick in the end, Coleman, as he turned inside. He got tripped by the Italian captain, and it will be a free kick in England's favour, just on the right of the centre circle. And I think D'Alessandro was just saying, look, mate, why wasn't that a foul on me in the first place? Coleman using his strength very well there, but both very aggressive, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other and all that, but England coming out on top with a free kick on the right, midway between the halfway line and the broken line. It's a third-team foul from Italy, who are beginning to live a charmed life at the moment because there are 10 minutes remaining of this first period, and if they go the way they have done, they will concede later in the half a 6-team penalty, which will result in an 8-metre spot kick. But England with a free kick on the right-hand side. Turnham goes for a tight angle shot down the right-hand side. Does he? Yes, he does, but he swings towards the ball as he got into the area, completely missed it, and it goes out for an Italy goalkeeper kick. And we did say a few moments ago, Pete, things are getting scrappy, but England after that second goal now could probably calm down a little bit and be able to get their mojo back. Turner midway inside his own half on the right. He just throws D'Alessandro away. Bit of revenge for earlier on, the tumble in the opposite corner. Turner goes past 2 players into the opposition half, gets towards the edge of the area, just loses the ball behind him there at the crucial moment. Very unfortunate from Roy Turnham, who will concede a goalkeeper's throw. But fantastic turn of pace from Roy Turnham, who is a mesmerising footballer to lay your eyes on. Absolutely wonderful. And he's yet to get a goal in this game, but I would not be surprised if he managed to get one on the score sheet. Brandon Coleman coming over the halfway line, left-hand side. He tries to get towards the area. The Italians rattled a little bit, and Lilly clears the ball away, usually so composed at the back line for Italy. He just kicks a right foot through it and finds a Yobo. However, at the other end, coming forward now, Seal over halfway, in towards the Italian half, left-hand side, he comes, left-footed shot, toe pokes in towards the near corner, wide of Lamacchia's right-hand post by quite a distance.
Long throw out by Lamacchia down the right-hand side, finds that man Poliobo. Good tackle comes in by Brandon Coleman, wins the ball back, no foul says the referee. It's 7 versus 7 on the broken line inside the Italian half. Going to ground is Brandon Coleman, nothing given, he goes to ground again, nothing given, and it goes out for a goalkeeping restart.
Well, a word, Pete, on what the officials are getting from the England coaches at the moment, in particular John Pugh. He's asking for more protection of the England players. They're getting ruffled a bit by the Italians as Yobo tries to go around the left side of the area, but English shows him who's boss by just shoving him out the way. But it will be an England throw at the back with Daniel James, but John Pugh not happy with the officiating so far. At the other end, Yobo is down on the byline, clutching his right leg, but as he gets treatment, just a word on the aggression of the Italians so far. I think it's been pretty even.
Actually, I completely agree with you, Jonathan. I think it's been very fair. It's been a physical game, yes, but I think it's been absolutely fair. There's been, obviously, they're trying to protect their own players. The same will be said on the Italian bench. I think the officiating in this game so far has been absolutely spot on. And also, there was a tackle earlier on in the move, which then led to the goal, the second goal for England, which the English coaching staff wanted a foul. They could have easily been given, but then it turned into an attack, which England scored for. And I think it's been absolutely fine. But obviously, they have a care of duty of their players, so completely understandable on their part. But yeah, I think it's been a rip-roaring encounter, very exciting for the neutrals in the stands, and obviously lots of family and friends here supporting players from both sides. And just a word on those crosses you can see on screen as this timeout scored by England, one for each half you're allowed, and it's a minute long. Italy have 3 crosses under their name, and that's because they've got 3 team fouls. You're allowed 5, any more in you'll get a 8-metre penalty kick against you. England have only 2, and there are 11 minutes and 31 seconds gone in this first half, and it's 2 halves of 20. England, if they win this, they'll be top of Group A, 3 wins from 3 games. Now, the goals in blind football, they have been extended, actually, just before these European Championships by quite a bit, actually. 66 centimetres in width, 33 centimetres in height. Wow, it's led to plenty more goals in blind football. Any questions you have on a sport, you can get in contact with us. You can use our Twitter handle at Euro 2017 Berlin, at Euro 2017 Berlin. Use the hashtag The Sound of Football with your question. So write your question, maybe just tell us who you're supporting, where you're watching from if you're watching this live stream, who the players are, and also where you are watching, which country, and make sure you use that hashtag The Sound of Football, and we'll do our best to answer any questions. And there's plenty of them because we had nearly 1 million people watching live on our last game with England. So well done if you're watching that and you've been spreading the word of this wonderful sport of blind football. Roy Turnham goes to ground, gets to his feet quickly inside the Italian third. From the right-hand side now, drifts over past the broken line, down the left, approaching the D. Can't shoot from there, so he decides to go back. Now he's going one way, then another, trapped against the left-hand kickboard. He's got his back to goal at the moment. Behind him is Brandon Coleman. He finds Coleman. So between them both, they've got options on the right with Karen Seal. And they find Karen Seal, who's now back to the halfway line. There's no Italians inside the English half, so if he decides to square the ball, which he does so to Roy Turnham on the near left side, who's near the halfway line, he's got Poliobo on his back, so he decides to switch play again, finds Seal with a lovely ball, past the broken line, Seal goes, edge of the D, acute angle, doesn't take a shot, goes back towards the broken line by the right-hand kickboard in front of the referee's dugouts. Lovely turn by Seal, now squares it to Turnham on the left. He's now closer to the net, only 6 metres or so, collides with an Italian defender, goes to the byline inside the D. Now he's dragged back towards the corner area, and it's going to be a corner for England. So a lovely bit of play there between Coleman, Seal and also Roy Turnham, squaring the ball to each other, gradually making progress inside the Italian half and resulting in this corner where Turnham stands. He stands alone at the moment because there's going to be a substitution for Italy, and it's going to be coming onto the field for Italy, number 6, which is Nicola Maro, and coming off will be the Italian number 9, Fabrizio D'Alessandro. And Fabrizio normally That's the prize trade further forward, but because of the good play from England, he's been forced back to do defensive duty. Maro's more of a defensive player, so he suits that position better. But at the moment, all the play really is in the Italian half, and it's looking more like England extending their lead rather than Italy getting back into this.
Absolutely. Roy Turnham on the ball, curving his way back towards the broken line, then turns back out towards the left again. It's on his left foot as he dribbles right, left, shoots to the right, deflected again, goes wide of the post for another England corner. Roy Turnham, I have to say, it's an absolute privilege from an England perspective to be able to not start him and then bring him on later on in the game. You're taking off a great player like Robin Williams and replacing him with someone just as talented, if not more, with Roy Turnham. I'll let them decide between themselves who's the more talented out of the two. And as the corner is taken on the near side, Seal lays it off again for Turnham. Just trips over the ball slightly against the substitute Mauro, coming down the centre. Good dribbling from Mauro. He's got one man to beat, that's English, but you're not going to beat Dan English, especially the form he's been in these championships so far. Just stops Mauro in his tracks right on the edge of the area, gets in a bit of a tangle on the edge of the box. England plays retreating, and Yobo's gone up to help Mauro as well. English still the one with the ball at the feet somehow, as he now comes towards the near side and faces the next contestant, which is Paul Yobo. And again, English comes out with just about flying colours. A good turn away eventually to clear it towards the far side. Excellent play from him, and if the supporters here were allowed to clout during the game, they certainly would have done there. Turnham then drifts inside from the right. Again, John Pugh wanting a foul, but Mauro won the ball fairly and comes down the left-hand side over halfway. He's on his own for the moment. Paul Yobo a bit slow to get forward. Mauro gets to the left side of the area, shoots right-footed, scuffed, well saved by Dan James. Down alert, saved with the right leg and cleared it down towards the other end of the field. Jacopo Lilly winning the ball and cleared it over halfway. Now it's Yobo, just stops in the centre of the England half. That's because Karen Seal goes to ground and wins the ball as well, but Yobo not giving this one up. He's quite a skinny player as a Yobo, tall as well, but not afraid to get stuck in there. Seal out on top though with the muscular strength. Head down, charges down the right side. Mauro across, right against the kickboard in front of the Italians, all in blue on the far side. Mauro now with the orange trainers, gets past two. Turnham and Seal, then goes into the back of English, who shepherds across and lets the ball go out for a goal kick. No foul according to the referee for a great couple of minutes for Dan English there, and we're just seeing a replay at the moment of that, and he just goes into Mauro, stops him in his tracks. Meanwhile, back onto the action on the pitch, Turnham trying to keep the ball in as it rolls along the foot of the kickboard on the far side, out for an Italy ball.
Yeah, a very good game of football this. It's end-to-end, and Italy coming back into it in the last couple of minutes. And again, I think credit goes to the referees because they're letting the game flow very well. And both the benches are appealing for fouls, but I think it's making for a cracking spectacle. Here goes Roy over his own broken line, over the halfway line now. Turner for England, number 9. He's got two men in front of him. Goes past the first, straight down to the edge of the D, and scores with a right-footed rasper into the bottom left-hand corner. Roy Turnham, England's star number 9, started the move way inside his own half. He beats every single Italian player in front of him, including the goalkeeper, with ease from the edge of the D. It's England 3, Italy 0.
And I've just inked on my notes there, Pete, goal of the tournament, question mark. Certainly one of England's best goals of this tournament so far, and there's been quite a few. Fantastic run from inside his own half, and the way that he made the goalkeeper dive the wrong way. We were getting questions on the live stream yesterday. It's not fair that the goalkeeper's a sighted. Well, I tell you what, when you're coming against a shot like that, good luck to you saving that one, whether you're sighted or not, as it flies past Lamacchia, who dove the wrong way, and England are now 3-0 up. Yobo in the centre circle, in the England half, faced up by English. English has been a really tricky customer so far, not just in the game, but the tournament as a whole, and Yobo was just forced to panic and play the ball down the far side, the Italian left, out of play. Dan James can just spin it out from the back, short for Seal, who's just outside his own penalty area. Gently strides towards the broken line, then plays a nice angle ball towards the right-hand side and Turnham. Just a bit too much pace on it, though, as it rebounds after kickboard for him to control. And England, the shrill of the whistle sounds there. That means a substitute's going to be made. You know what, Roy Turnham, you deserve a break, says John Pugh. He'll be taken off for a few moments, and replacing him is Darren Harris, the number 8.
Yeah, Darren Harris replacing number 9, Roy Turnham. So on comes Darren Harris, who's a scampering player down at right hand, I like to say. He's all action, Darren Harris, one of my favourite England players. He really puts his heart on his sleeve, and here he is battling straight away with Mauro down the Italian left-hand side. Mauro does very well, runs into actually Dan English and brings Darren Harris down to the floor right in front of the English bench, and it's going to be a free kick. And Well, there's an example of Darren Harris there, getting back, winning the ball, and then as soon as he gets it, he just likes to plough straight into the opposition half, and that's what I like about him. Very direct player, and he's an asset to any side, and especially coming off the bench for England. That's the 4th team foul for Italy, so they're only allowed one more, and then it will be 8-metre penalty kicks. There is 4 minutes and 37 seconds, if you want to be absolutely precise, left of this first half. And it's England with the free kick inside their own half. Played, well, poorly actually, by Karen Seal, straight to the feet of Poliobo on the halfway line. He goes himself down the left. He's being covered by both English, Seal and Harris. He goes past Harris. Here comes Seal, who just shepherds the ball out for what looks like it's going to be a corner. Yes, it is. But he did well by blocking Yobo's route to goal at the scoreboard end of this ground, right here in the heart of Berlin. We're actually on the site of an old railway station. There's the ruins behind the goal away to our right, the scoreboard end of this huge old railway station. Used to be the biggest in Europe, actually. And yeah, we're situated actually on the lines itself. It creates a lovely amphitheatre for a stadium for any sport, and they used to have had an archery on actually before this tournament. But it's going to be a corner to Italy. On their right-hand side, away to our right, and standing with the ball is Mauro and Yobo, who just moved it a yard away and took a left-footed shot which went nearer to the corner than it did actually the net itself. So it goes out for an England goal kick, and a small roll out to the edge of the area by Dan James finds Coleman, who drifts from the left over to the right past his own broken line. He's got to his left Dan English, behind him Karen Seal, who tends to just operate as the anchor to this England team. Seal tries to go past Paul Yobo. In fact, it's Dan English fighting back as well, and Dan English and Yobo really tussling on their side. Yobo does very well going past the couple, but he's the only man forward really for Italy, and if he goes past two, there's always a couple of men back for England. Lovely skill by Karen Seal, back inside his own half though, and if he loses on the edge of the area, which he does so, this could be dangerous, and a free kick to Italy on the edge of the England D. And Karen Seal there, he did well initially by winning the ball back, but then he went towards his own D, and instead of just clearing the ball, obviously the call might not have come from behind him, but he decided to dribble towards his own D, and when he got Poliobo alongside him, he brought him to the ground, and it's going to be a free kick to Italy. Now, this free kick is about a foot outside of the D, slightly to the left of centre. There's going to be 4 Englishmen in a wall, and they are standing again a matter of inches outside of the goalkeeping square. Dan James is on his line. He's covering the near post, that's the wall, the near left-hand side. So Dan James will be standing quite central actually, but slightly to the right, as from the view of where the kick will be taken. Poliobo standing behind Mauro, who looks like he's going to be the one to take this. The 2 posts being tapped and now instructions shouted. So dangerous moment here. Real chance for Italy to get back in. Mauro, edge of the D, stops, plays it to the right for Yobo. Can't get a strike on goal. He's still got the ball over by the right corner. He's been forced out wide there as well by Brandon Coleman, who turns. A tackle comes in by Yobo, and it will be a goal kick. So England survive that bit of danger, but I think if I was the Italian coach, I'd be thinking, right, let's consign that idea of taking a free kick that way to the bin, and we'll go back to striking the ball. Long throw downfield, down the left to find Coleman. He can't control, it runs out for an Italian restart.
Certainly does. We're inside the final 3.5 minutes of this first period. England leading by 3-0. The ball bowled down the far side. The Italian left, Mauro, who's got a trick or two in his locker, backheels it. He goes past 2 England players. He charges towards the right corner of the area as he runs diagonally from left to right. He's on the near side now towards our right-hand side, and it's back there, Seal, to just sweep it away over the halfway line. It comes off an Italian player in Lilly and just about rolls into the goalkeeping square of Marco Lamacchia, all in green. Bowls it down the centre, and Yobo can turn. Clatters into his opposite number, Coleman. Both the same height. Coleman a bit stronger though. However, it requires 3 English players to surround Yobo midway inside the English half to clear it away down the right-hand side. Now Roy Turnham hesitates a bit as he tries to locate the ball. Pushes it along the kickboard on the right-hand side before making his way infield. Then goes back on the right again. He's got 3 blue shirts around him. One of them is opposite number Delaccio, who comes forward with it towards the halfway line. Checks back, facing his own goal, and then he turns again, and Turnham Harris has dropped off a couple of yards, meaning that Delacio's got a bit of room to run into on the left-hand side. Seal spinning around with him at the moment. They're both struggling to get a grip on the ball, both more preoccupied with each other. And Seal, as Delaccio falls down, gets the ball, plays it square towards Coleman, and England can build from the back with the number 7, who scored England's second in this 3-0 current success. He's in dead central inside his own half, diagonal towards the right-hand side, a good low ball, bit of pace on it, and I don't think Darren Harris is fast enough to get there. He just gets it, but behind the byline, and it's Italy with the ball with Lamacchia. Down the left-hand side for Mauro, hugging the kickboard on that side. English comes across for a bit more than a hug, and Mauro wants to continue down the left, did so as well, gets towards the byline, shot left-footed, tight angle behind for Dan James's ball.
Yeah, that's a prime example of the difference between the two teams. Pogliobbo is the main goal threat for Italy, but when he's not running forward with the ball, we really have a lack of options compared to England. Karen Seal, who's anchoring the team, he can strike at goal. So can Harris, who controls well, but just pushes it too far forward down the right, and that's out of play. Obviously, you've got Coleman, who can score. Dan English has scored plenty in this tournament. And, of course, off the field, it currently is Roy Turnham. Foul on Pogliobbo on the broken line, just in from the right-hand kickboard. That could be the 4th team foul for England. As the referee comes to the halfway line once again and gives his decision. So it's going to be a free kick to Italy. Foul by Coleman for pushing. That's his second personal foul, the 4th team foul. So 4 each for Italy and England. So again, once they get to 5, any more, and it will be an 8-metre penalty kick. And well, there's only 1 minute and 13 seconds left of this half. So possibly won't be the case. They do get rescinded after half-time, so they'll start again. You've got another clean slate, so you can have 5 more if you so desire. Anyway, this corner, this free kick from around about 15 metres. 2 posts are being tapped. There is a wall of some sort, although Coleman and English, there is a big gap between them both. It's going to be Yobo to receive the ball. Karen Seal's also back. Darren Harris actually lurking on the opposition D, so if Dan James does get this, I expect a quick throw. Shot on goal is wide by Pogliobbo, and it's going to be an English goal kick. A long rollout, or actually short rollout this time by Dan James. I thought they were going to throw it downfield to Darren Harris, but no, passes to Karen Seal, who long ball is good, finds Darren Harris in the D. He controls it, goes into the goalkeeping square, and it goes out for a corner. Brave goalkeeping there. He rolled back, and the officials give a corner, so good play there, first of all by Karen Seal, his ball down the right, and by Darren Harris. I think he knew it was rolling towards the square. He would have got the call from the coach, but he was still brave going in for the challenge, and he's won his team a corner.
Yeah, the unsighted players have to be brave. The goalkeepers, who are sighted, do as well. Lamacchia proving that. Corner on the right-hand side. Harris going back towards the broken line, onto the left foot now. Will he shoot? Will he carry on continuing his run? Clatters straight into a Yobo, who falls onto his back on the edge of his own area, but it's enough to clear it away. Mauro on the left-hand side, getting over the halfway line. He's got 2 white shirts in front of him. Statuesque, just making sure they barricade the England half, and they do a good job. Coleman on the right-hand side, tried to get possession of Mauro, goes down and just flips onto the floor due to the foul of Coleman, and that is the 15th foul from England, and 30 seconds to go at the end of this first half. It'll be interesting to find out if England concede another team foul and get Italy an 8-metre penalty. A ripple of applause from the Italian faithful on the near side, who responded a few moments ago to Mauro's loud cry inside the stadium of "come on." So the Italians certainly have hope here. They're towards the back of the stand. At the front of the stand, though, is the English supporters, who are certainly the happiest out of the 2 teams so far. That's because they lead by 3-0. So a 15th foul from England. If you are watching on the screen, that's an incorrect graphic. It should be a 5th X for England rather than Italy, because it's the Italians who have the kick now. Towards the near side of Yobo, turning just over the halfway line. Angles the ball towards the far side of Mauro. It's a heavy touch from him, though. Manages to just keep it in. Great close control from Mauro. I'm really impressed by him, but Darren Harris isn't. And it comes with the ball towards the halfway line on the right-hand side. Past Mauro, who tries to get a bit of revenge there and swipe at him. Mauro has tracked Harris, should I say, all the way midway inside the Italian half, but Harris carries on going. Really good bustle from Darren Harris, getting towards the edge of the area, goes down under a challenge from Iobo. The referee says no free kick, and all the way it goes through for Lamacchia. That will be the final bit of action in this first half as the referee puts his whistle to his lips, and England once again with a superb performance. Not as easy as the game against France yesterday. No game ever is at these international blind football competitions, but Italy putting up as firm a fight as they can muster. Their defence has been broken on 3 occasions, one of them due to Daniel English's presence. What a player he is in the England white. The number 5 bustled his way through to score a goal after 3.5 minutes that got England off to the perfect start. They doubled their advantage when Brandon Coleman dispatched a 6-metre penalty after Marco Lamacchia was outside of his goal area when saving an effort from Roy Turnham. It was then Turnham who got the 3rd England goal as well, to the delight of the Turnham family on the front row of this near stand here in Berlin. Mazy run from the halfway line, got to the right-hand side of the area, that close control from right foot to left foot, from right foot to left foot, got it back onto the right corner of the area and fired it low across Marco Lamacchia's net. The Italian stopper going the wrong way in trying to stop the ball flying into his goal. So half-time, it reads another pretty scoreline for England. They lead this one against Italy by 3-0.
So it was Coleman and English and the mustard from Turnham. 3-0 at half-time, Pete. Couldn't have asked for any more, could they, England?
No, it was as easy as 3-0 actually sounds. It was very simple for England. Italy not really showing a lot going forward apart from the obvious threat of the 15-year-old Paul Iobo. But England did exactly what England needed to do, and that's just lay siege on the goal. They've got the better players, they've got the form, they've got the confidence, and they showed it very early on by taking the lead after only a few minutes. But they've been better than the Italians in all aspects of the game.
Well, we've seen the action once. Now we can take a look at the highlights of the first half. And, well, Paul Iobo probably had the best chance to start with. Good strength from the youngster, as we pointed out earlier. But what a tackle this is, right at the death. The foot on the ball, and Seal stops Iobo from getting that shot away.
Yeah, Karen Seal's been playing his football from many places actually. I've seen him play in a tournament in the Czech Republic this year. He's been experiencing many different styles of blind football. There's Dan English opening the scoring, ploughing his way through the Italian defence, and a good left-footed shot. That just shows you actually you've got a tall number 5 who plays as a midfielder in this England team, box-to-box player, but can score goals. Every player in the English side can score goals. Dan English, the likes of Turner, also Williams, Seal and Coleman. When you look at, say, the Italians, they've only got maybe 1 or 2 who could break a deadlock. Here we go with Coleman this time. Drives into the defence, doesn't actually penetrate the defence and go into the D, but he shot from distance, beat the goalkeeper, and here it's just chance after chance for England.
Well, England had 14 shots on target in this first half. Italy just 5. And again, we've had some games today where it's just been surprised by the lack of shots on target from the opposition into the back of the net.
Yeah, Coleman from the spot. That came from the goalkeeper making a save and with his legs, but it was outside of his penalty square. The goalkeeper square, they can't move out of there. It was a good save actually, but a penalty was given, and Coleman here knew exactly what he wanted to do. I don't actually recall the coach tapping the posts. They were that confident. He knew where he wanted to put it. High, the goals have been extended in blind football by 66 centimetres in width, 33 centimetres in height. So he knows if he just gets good contact, goes high, it's little the goalkeeper can do.
Drilled into the back of the Italian net for a second time. Roy Turnham then started turning the screw and scoring the 3rd. Another mazy run from Turnham. We spoke to Jeff Davis, the performance director for England, a little bit earlier on. And this lad might have come into the game late, but he is a star.
Yeah, he came from athletics and he started that run on his own broken line, and he really used his pace that he does possess from his own broken line, past Paul Iobo, past 3 other outfield players, slalom-like, inside and out, and then on his right foot, absolutely no chance. he knew exactly what he was going to do with that ball when it was on his own broken line, and when he got into the opposition D, actually just outside the D, he knew exactly what he was going to do, put it past the keeper, no chance, and England 3 goals up.
Italy had themselves a free kick towards the end. A nice little routine that they figured out. But again, England just stifling the Italian threat all the time and using their strength and using their positioning to maximum effect.
Yeah, a real prime example there of the Italians not really having a clue what to do when they get into the England third. I mentioned on commentary they're going to throw that free kick routine into the bin. They've only got one player up front, Poliobo, and they wanted to just knock that to him and to then take a shot at goal. It didn't work out, and it just shows you once they get into the English half, they have no idea what to do. And to be honest, I can only see one team going on to win this game and score more goals, and it's the team in white.
Well, 5 shots for the Italians, 14 for England. We'll have a look at the group standings in a second. Just remind ourselves that England really, with a victory tonight, have got the job done in terms of reaching the semi-finals. A loss for Italy here after that defeat against Germany as well means that their game against France becomes huge, especially if England win tonight and then beat Germany as well. France and Italy, that becomes a belter anyway. But England are on Germany duty tomorrow at 5:30, or at 5 o'clock, should I say, 4 p.m. English time. But the one before our mid-afternoon break is Italy-France. That might put the pressure onto Germany, especially if England continue to win here. They'll have their 9 points. Goal difference now is plus 16 after this game if it stays as it is. And we have to say, they've scored 6, they've scored 7. They could go on to get 4, 5, 6 and 7 here as well.
Yeah, the England manager, John Pugh, in an interview we had with him yesterday, actually, he did say that the team he fears most, the favourites, he says, for the European Championships are the Russians. Now, if Russia do go on and win Group B, which they are favourites to, then obviously if England win Group A, they will avoid Russia in the semi-finals. So it could be crucial that England actually go on and win this group. The top 2 qualify for the semi-finals and also for the World Cup next year in Madrid.
We just saw a picture a minute ago of Jeff Davis, who we spoke to a little bit earlier on, and he was saying teams like Argentina and Brazil, you know, in Rio 2016, Pete, they're the teams to beat. He thinks they are now going in the right direction to do that.
Yes, definitely. They were disappointed, England, with their performance on home soil in 2015. They ran out of steam, they played too many games, and they've tried to change their style, England. They've tried to keep the ball more, play a more possession-based game, and they've had a lovely warm-up by scoring plenty of goals against the likes of Romania in warm-up games, and they've come into this tournament full of confidence, really. And when you see the group there in Group B, they know that one of the big teams in this competition, either Turkey, Spain or Russia, will not make it to the semi-finals.
Well, here we are in Euro 2017, Pete, and we're ready for the action in the second half. Back to our commentary box as the teams are on the field. It is Jonathan Bell and Peter Selby.
Thank you very much, Alan. The England team back on the field. The Italians slowly gearing themselves up. They've only just got back to their bench on the far side, so they're not yet back onto the field of play, but an embrace being had between the guide of Italy at the moment, Enrico Scalci, and also Francesco Cavallotto at all as well, the number 10. And just a word about England and the difference from Hereford 2015. England scored a lot of goals in Hereford in the group stages. They came unstuck, according to John Ball, due to the psychological edge that they lacked, and other teams like Turkey, like Russia, like Spain seemed to have. This time around, it seems like a different kettle of fish. Of course, we'll have to wait and find out for the conclusion of these championships this weekend. But for now, England looking very good and ready to make sure they don't book out at their hotel just yet. They should be back for the semi-finals. As for Italy, a lot of work to do for them, especially to hold that title deservedly of underdogs, which their manager branded them as before the game. At the moment, they are under the feet of England by 3 goals to 0. The second half about to kick off. Italy will be kicking from right to left as we look from our position opposite the 2 dugouts. Italy in their all blue strip, blue shirts tucked into their long blue socks and blue tucked into their long blue shorts. That would be long t-shirts if this were tucked into the socks. Blue shirts, blue shorts and blue socks. And England all in white. White shirts, white shorts and white socks, and we are off and underway. And Cavallotto, the substitute, has it just over the halfway line, runs down the right-hand side. English wins the ball back off him immediately, and is the furthest man forward for England. He's got 2 Italians to beat. Is he being held back by Cavallotto? The referee says no. Still carries on his run towards the right corner. Coming across now is Delaccio, and the last touch comes off English, who certainly has battled hard and ferociously during this game, but Italy have the throw towards our right. Kicking from right to left, they have it with their number 8, Delaccio, in a deep position. Right-footed kick right down the heart of the England defence. England can just leave that, let it roll out. Dan James gives them the call. There's no Italian in sight, and therefore Dan James will throw it down the other end from the restart. A low, fizzing ball towards this near side, the right, and Turnham very much pushed towards the byline. Back on for the second half, Turnham. He's forced back towards the halfway line, trying to get a grip on the ball, which is very slippy at the moment. A bit of moisture in the air, no rain, but it's getting dark here in Berlin as Turnham goes towards the far side, and Lilly in his back. Jacoba Lilly forcing the ball towards halfway, but Robin Williams laterally running from left to right, comes towards the near side, feeling out for the kick ball, doesn't quite reach it, then turns back in field from the right corner of the centre circle, and a very accurate left-footed ball towards the far side, and Turnham, he's got a man hugging him behind him, it's Lilly, and he's actually turned Lilly as Turnham as he gets towards the left corner of the area. Oh, good tackle from D'Alessandro, the Italian captain, coming across. More of a striker than number 9, D'Alessandro. Meeting his match, though, with Roy Turnham, his opposite number, and the ball squirts behind for a corner on the far side for England. Turnham goes across to take. And just talking to his mum at half-time, Scouser, but a Chelsea supporter. And, of course, a big smile on his face last year after Chelsea won the title. Can England win the title here in Berlin? Well, Turnham is certainly the one who's taken it by the scruff of the neck. He takes the corner as well, goes back towards the broken line, then plays a square ball towards the near side. And now it's Robin Williams, gets towards the central position on the centre spot. He pokes it with the left foot towards the far side. And now it's English, left-hand side, cuts in, left corner of the area, gets past a couple of challengers, real good chance here. Italy keeping firm, however. England not yet managing to get a shot on target in this second period, but they're looking very threatening. English, right-hand side, he's got 2 blue shirts around him, both doubling up and managing to get the ball momentarily clear, but England are not letting the Italians rest at all. Delaccio has to just backheel the ball down the line for D'Alessandro, gets towards the halfway mark, just over halfway before English comes onto the scene, make sure he gets his horns firmly into that battle. It's now him and Seal just negotiating the ball out from the defensive zone. They're both kicking at the heels of D'Alessandro, the veteran, and the ball is forced towards the edge of the area, given away by Turnham. He shouldn't have been dribbling around with it there, but fortunately for him, he gets the ball back at the second attempt. Good bit of work from Williams, and a bit of a hairy, scary moment for England. But Turnham, this is what he likes to do, goes over the halfway line, well tackled by Lilly, and Italy with an injection of pace in this game all of a sudden. On the far side, the ball is with Cavallotto, the furthest man up for Italy, gets towards the broken line, but Robin Williams comes across, and England just kicking the ball at each other's shins at the moment, and the fizzing ball goes back towards the edge of the England area, and English is having to turn on a dime here, gets towards the byline and just sticks it out behind for the corner, because England all of a sudden are the ones looking like their feathers have been ruffled.
Yeah, a little bit of 6s and 7s in the English defence. There's John Pugh, the English manager, just telling to his coaches, sort it out basically. You know, we need to clear our lines. We're 3-0 up and we can't afford to play around with the ball inside our own D. Get rid of it. They can start runs from deep. We've already had a goal by Roy Turnham, who started his run from his own broken line. Shot from the corner is poor. It's almost like a clearance up to the halfway line. Back comes Turnham on the England left, the far side now. Now he starts his run over the halfway line. He's gone past 2, just leaves the ball behind and has to go back and get it. And he does so by the left-hand kickboard under a lot of pressure from the youngster Cavallotto, who just clears it for Italy downfield, out of play for a restart. Dan James throws it over his head down the right-hand side to try and find Karen Seal. He does so. Seal in from the right, tries to pass it over to the left and Robin Williams, but he gets a second opportunity, tries to strike at goal, misses his kick from the right-hand side of the D, but he gets a foul, and it will be a free kick to England in a very dangerous position. The Italian coach not happy at all with that decision, but it will be a free kick to England in a dangerous position, just outside of the D to the right of centre. The referee will then come to the near side and explain his decision. It could be for a volley. I didn't see any real contact between the two. So free kick to England. It's going to be the first team foul for Italy. Yes, it was just a kick from behind. So if you're new to blind football, then that's the first of 5 team fouls. If you're any more than that, it will be an 8-metre penalty kick. Now the ball is a size 4 football, so slightly smaller than a traditional 11-a-side ball. And it does have ball bearings inside in a small UFO-shaped piece of tin, which is on the inside of the ball, on the side, and it does make like a baby's rattle sound, and that's what the players are trying to locate. That's why there's silence, and the coach behind the goal just tapping the posts, and well, you can work that out for yourselves. You know exactly why. It's just so the player knows exactly where the net is. Here goes Seal with a shot, takes a deflection, goes wide of the left-hand post, and it will be a corner. It was, I'll say, got a lot of credit there for Lilly, the Italian number 4, who jumped out of the wall and got a deflection on it, and it just went wide. So England with a corner from that left-hand side, the far side. Yes, it did take a deflection off him and just went wide of that left-hand post.
Large shout to void there as well, Pete. I know it's legal, you've got to do it, but the Italian there, that it's so loud, I wonder if it puts off an opposition player sometimes when they're about to strike the ball.
Well, yes, I mean, you can't actually. It is, I'll explain actually after this corner's taken from the left. And Robin Williams, well, he goes all the way to the halfway line. Now he starts his run back towards goal, down the centre, can't get a shot cleanly on goal. It just rolls to the goalkeeper, but very enterprising play there by Robin Williams, taking the corner and going back to the halfway line to start his run. Here goes Turnham. He's turned 2 players inside his own half. He's got 2 between him and the D. He goes down the left-hand side. Now he's on the edge of the D. There's 1 less player to go through. Goes past him and then flashes the shot wide. He beat the entire Italian team. And then as soon as he got to in front of the net, he was at a bit of an acute angle on that left-hand side. He then poked it wide, but lovely play by the England 9. England once again on the halfway line, this time through Williams. Inside the centre circle, drifts over to the right by the kickboard, so he's going to start from as far right as you can. His kickboards are the side of the field, slightly slanted back, so the players can run into them and have a little bit of a cushioned blow against them. The ball's up halfway. Cavallotto, one of the Italian youngsters, good footwork to take it away from Karen Seal, but he's much the faster and bigger man, Karen Seal, and he clears for England, does a really good job at the back. He switches over to the right, actually. There's no on forward for England, so it's going to run through. But you mentioned, Jonathan, earlier about shouting. If you were running with the ball or towards the ball and you shout anything else apart from voy to put off an opponent, that's actually classified as a foul. So I think he's kind of using that rule to shout voy as loud as he can to maybe put him off, but we'll give him that. I think that's completely okay. Here goes Williams shouting voy down the right in front of the packed stand in front of us compared to the stand opposite. Plenty of family and friends here supporting both sides. Turnham back inside the centre circle, goes back inside his own half, leaves it for Karen Seal, who's going to start to run. So it will be, there's free kick here for England because he's been brought down inside his own half by Cavallotto, and that's going to be the second foul against Italy. So any questions you've got regarding blind football, then please let us know. Use the hashtag #TheSoundOfFootball and follow us at Euro 2017 Berlin, at Euro 2017 Berlin. So the second team foul for Italy. England, well, if they win this game, which they're looking like they will, 3-0 up, and well, looks like they've got more chance of scoring at the moment than Italy, and if they do, they'll be 3 from 3, and well, qualifying in style for the semi-final stages. They've got Germany tomorrow, 5 o'clock local time here in Berlin, 4 o'clock UK time. Here goes Robin Williams with a mazy run towards the edge of the D, and he doesn't get a shot off on goal. It just avoids his instep and goes through to the goalkeeper. Throws it down the right, but the move is covered well by Turnham and just shepherds it out for a goal kick to England. And Dan James, who acts as a coach as well, Dan James, to the players who are in the defensive form for England. He basically tells them what's going on and where to move and where to play the ball, more than just the goalkeeper, Dan James. Also, England do have a very decent reserve goal.
So a really good run, shot into the bottom corner of the net.
Yeah, so it's looking at Dylan Malpass, the substitute goalkeeper, but it was Roy Turnham who took us all by surprise, and especially the Italian defence. Well, Roy Turnham, he turns the defence inside out and then from distance strikes the ball past the goalkeeper, right-footed actually into the bottom right-hand corner. Goalkeeper had no chance whatsoever, and it was a snapshot from Roy Turnham and into the back of the net. Great goal for England. It's 4.
Unbelievable stuff from Roy Turnham. It takes something to surprise Pete Selby in the commentary box, and that certainly was something special there. The referee actually was having to get the crowd to quieten down a bit. I think they're still marvelling over that wonderful solo run and goal from Roy Turnham.
They're not the only ones.
Second of the game for him, 5th of the tournament. Fantastic stuff. It's Robin Williams down the near side, who is tussling with D'Alessandro. A bit too much for the referee's liking from D'Alessandro. No, in fact, he's gone the other way now, the referee. Playing a bit of hokey cokey. Right arm out, left arm out. Shakes it all about. The ball's going to be shaken in a moment, and Italy were going to get the free kick. And it will be a free kick in Italy's favour. Can confirm that now. England with their first team foul of the second half. One thing that doesn't get rescinded at half-time, though, Pete, is the personal fouls.
That is indeed correct. If you get 5 of those, then you're off. And you won't be taking part in any more of this game. Scooped ball by Italy downfield by the captain, well blocked by Turnham, who now goes over the halfway line searching for a hat-trick. Past the broken line, central position, Turnham in goal. Well saved by the goalkeeper. It was a low shot to the bottom right-hand corner, and it was very close to the keeper, and he did well to react and get 2 hands onto it and hold on to the ball. Down the right, Cavallotto by the kickball, well tackled again by Keren Seal, and here comes Seal downfield, stops on the halfway line, tries to play the ball over to the right where Williams and Turnham are. They then go back and fill out a defensive role. Very well drilled unit, this England team. Turnham picks the ball up in the centre circle, goes himself down the right by the kickboard, past the broken line, just stumbles somewhat and then goes back and gets the ball. Back into the centre circle again to start his run. Plays it over to the left to find Robin Williams. He does so. Williams turns again on that left-hand side. Lovely skill by Williams, drifting over to the right-hand side. Now he crosses the broken line, approaching the D. On the right, left-footed shot into the back of the net. Lovely mazy dribble and a forward roll for Robin Williams. England, they are coasting into the semi-finals. It's a super 5 for England, and they lead the Italians by 5-0.
In all fairness to the Italians, England have had to graft, huff and puff a wee bit more than they did against France yesterday, but they're getting just the same rewards. And once again, Robin Williams with a sensational run all the way through. You're just wondering, when is somebody going to tackle them? As hard as the Italians may try, they couldn't. He was so far out wide, was Robin Williams. He had a long way to go in order to drift in and then unleash a left-footed strike. But again, Lamacchia sent down to his backside as it flies into his bottom right corner. A timeout called, and I have to say tonight in Berlin, a gorgeous sunset and a wonderful performance as well from England to match, leading by 5-0. Even the little midges in front of the camera wanting to get a piece of this action as well. I don't blame them. England are looking like they are strong contenders to not just win the group, but win the championships as a whole. Dare we dream.
Yeah, the skyline here in Berlin is red. The sun is setting, but it's definitely not setting on England's chances in this European Championships. That's the theatre behind one end. It's more of a theatre venue, shall I say, really. And there's the ruins of the old railway station behind the other end, the scoreboard end, as we would have it. That's away to our right-hand side, and we would be situated actually on those railway lines. You can see that the trains would be lined up on the pitch. It's a beautiful part of Berlin, absolutely dead centre. All the main attractions are within walking distance here, and we'll hopefully be exploring them at some point of these championships. Do remember, if you're looking out for future games and what the fixture list looks like, well, England are in action tomorrow against Germany, so make sure you're with us for that. It's 5 o'clock our time here in Berlin, 4 o'clock kickoff if you're in the UK and you're watching this live stream. And if you are, make sure you tell your family and friends about it. Say, look, England are doing fantastic in this blind football European Championships. Myself and Alan were talking at half-time, saying that, well, the unders teams, the 16s, 17s, 19s, the 21s did very well. And the blind football team have got a cracking chance in these European Championships of going very far indeed, and they need all the support they can get from back home. So make sure you're watching the live stream. Follow us at Euro 2017 Berlin, and you'll find out all the fixtures, and you can follow the scores. Here goes Robin Williams with the ball up to the halfway line, squares it over to the right where Karen Seal's now more advanced. Seal just going back to the halfway line, does exactly the same, passes it over to the left where Roy Turnham now turns up, because England are swapping their players in their positions very well. They can all play in every single position, a very accomplished squad. Now it's Seal inside Italian territory on the right, tries to turn his man, does so, goes down by the kickboard, bit of holding there possibly from the Italian number 6, comes in with a tackle, still Seal has it, and eventually the referee blows a whistle and it's an England free kick, well played by the number 4 for England, Karen Seal, held off the attentions, and I think he was there waiting for another tackle to come in until the referee gave a foul.
Yeah, Italy, your experience, they are one of the oldest footballing programmes in blind football, and they have to make sure that experience counts here. We've seen the lesser experienced team like Georgia, just to name one, as how you can lose your discipline when things aren't going your way. And Italy certainly do not want that to be the case. Competition with the cameramen at the moment as to who can get the best shot of this wonderful facility, and it's a great backdrop as well, as Pete mentioned, with the old railway track. England are on track for the next stage of this tournament, and with one game in to play as well against Germany, they can really go out on a high. Seal, left-footed shot from the free kick, well parried by the goalkeeper Lamachi, who this time around stayed inside his goal area, cleared away by D'Alessandro, scoops it actually over the advertising hoardings on the far side, so England will restart play. Unless that took a deflection, it may have took a deflection actually, so Italy will start proceedings midway inside their own defensive third, really tight towards the far side. Kickboard and stood over a ball is a combination of Jacobo Lilly just behind Nicola Mauro, and Mauro will receive the ball, come forward with it. He's got a very upright stride, and that may come back to bite him where it hurts, this time around the face, as he clashed heads there with Karen Seal right on the halfway line, and he's just bending over, touching his nose at the moment. And the protection of the eyes, of course, for these players, but there's no protection anywhere else on their face, and look at that for a collision. Karen Seal just bouncing heads there off of Nicola Mauro, and it's a free kick just short of the centre spot, and it's a team foul for England. So Italy have 3 team fouls against their name, England have 2. Mauro striding forward from the free kick towards the left-hand side, checks back inside, nice turn away from opposite number Robin Williams, but Williams coming out on top. This time he's got the captain's armband incidentally on his left arm, and he manages to steer the ball away diagonally towards the far side, and Turnham has been a bit quiet in the last few moments. He's currently on a hat-trick, 2 goals so far. Darts down the left-hand side, well tackled by Mauro though, just outside the penalty area. Mauro steers the ball to the inner side. For me, Mauro should be starting games for Italy. He is their best all-round player. As he goes in field over the halfway line, commentators curse, completely loses the ball. Could set up an assist though, because the ball's squirmed through to the edge of the area, and D'Alessandro tried to get a strike away, shanked it wide in the end. Good pressure from Darren Harris in a defensive role, and England restart play by throwing it down the left-hand side. Turnham goes back towards the halfway line. Nice arcing ball towards the near side now, and Williams waltzing his way inside, one tackle, then gets the shot away against the second. It goes behind. I thought that took a deflection, but it will be a goalie's ball instead. Lamachi will throw in all green.
Yeah, Lamachi just drops the ball outside of his goalkeeping square, trying to find the Italian number 8, Di Laccio, and he does. His ball forward is poor, finds Turnham on the England left. He turns straight into D'Alessandro. D'Alessandro wins it back for Italy over the halfway line. The Italian captain's got 4 white shirts between him and the goal, and the first one tackles him. That's Roy Turnham on the England left. He's been pushed back inside his own broken line. It breaks for D'Alessandro. D'Alessandro can't shoot. It breaks for, again on the left-hand side, Seal. Seal just slows things down, puts his back into the player. There's a few open arms from the English bench on that far side, but here comes Robin Williams over the halfway line down the left. He's got 2 men in front of him. The first man gets a touch on the ball, Lilly, and that runs out for an English corner. So once again, it was a run by Robin Williams, who managed to get down the left-hand side, and he will take this corner on the left.
So going across to take it is Robin Williams for England, the number 6 with the red armband over his left upper arm, and also red trainers as well. Roy Turnham goes across, and he will be the one receiving the little flick forward from Williams. Turnham goes straight towards the dash line, and he knows exactly where it is. He turns them back in field again, back out towards the left, waiting run. Who can follow Turnham? None of the Italian defenders. Shoots towards goal. Lamacchia just getting a big right paw on that to bat it away. Almost a hat-trick for Roy Turnham. It would be a second in 2 games for him, and he managed to find the back of the net there. Now it's Seal, midway inside his own half, left-hand side. England just calming things down at the back. D'Alessandro keeping track of Seal, who plays a low-angle ball forward, diagonally towards the near side, the right, inside the Italian defensive zone. No one falls for England though. They all retreat and will await this restart from Italy at the back. Lamacchia has the ball in hand.
Yeah, they've got 10 minutes to go, have Italy to try and get back into this game. I don't think they will, though. England leading by 5, and here comes Turnham once again over the halfway line, straight down the centre, past the Italian defence, shoots straight at the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper does well to parry it out. There's so much power on the shot that it's parried out by the keeper to the halfway line, to D'Alessandro, inside the English half, on the right-hand side, squares it, but straight to Turnham. Turnham can now go again. He's got 2 men in front of him, beats the first one, beats the second, he's into the area on the left, he just drifts out wide and loses possession, and it will be a goal kick to Italy. But the pace there by Roy Turnham, the Italian defence could not live with it, and then on the second opportunity they put so high up the field that once he got past the last player, he was still about 20 yards from the goal. Anyway, round of substitutions here. Off goes Turnham, and on for England will come the English number 10, Nathan Edge. So Nathan Edge onto the field with his bright yellow boots, and he goes straight onto the edge of his own D. He's going to patrol things now. Long throw out by the goalkeeper, and somehow that bounces inside his own half by a foot. D'Alessandro on the edge of the D shoots wide. Didn't get a good contact on that shot, and well, Dan James will have an opportunity to do exactly the same. I don't think he's going to throw it as high
or as extravagant.
No, it was a strange bit of a release of anger there, really, by the goalkeeper, but Dan James just rolls it gently out of his D. It's with Williams inside the centre circle. Good tackle by his fellow number 6, Nicola Mauro, who goes into the opposition D and can't get a shot on goal. Again, it just runs out before he could get a clean strike, and that seems to be the story of the Italian attack so far. Overarm throw by James down the left, just too much on that for Harris, and that runs out of play for an Italian goal kick. So just looking at the team fouls, Italy have 3 and England have 2. Good tackle in the midfield by Robin Williams. Player goes to the ground for Italy. No free kick given. Williams goes down the left, beats his first man into the D and then into the goalkeeping square. So the goalkeeper picks up at the feet of Williams. Good play by both the keeper and by Williams by stopping. Sometimes if they do follow through, it can be very, very dangerous for the goalkeeper. Long throw out is poor. Goes down the Italian left, and it's Seal's job just to walk out with the ball, and it goes out for a goal kick to England. So with just over 8.5 minutes to go, England leading by 5 goals to 0. Ball downfield is poor, and that will be a goal kick. And I'll be talking to the English lads on the field of play after the game, and just thinking what I'm going to ask them. And the first question is going to be, well, it's easy, this European football malarkey, isn't it? 3 wins from 3. And it could be a big margin here. 5-0 already. Could be more, because here comes Williams over halfway, being brought to ground by Nicola Mauro. And that will be the Italians' fourth team foul. And well, the Italian bench looks on, and they look on knowing that they've lost this game, and it could be by more. And especially if the team fouls continue to increase.
England have got better and better since that 5th goal. I said it was hard work. Yes, 5 goals, no mean feat at all, especially at international level. But it wasn't as simple, it seemed, as the game against France yesterday. Now Italy have completely lost their way. Their manager, we just saw on the screen a moment ago, Rossano Mastrodomenico, he had his head in his hands for a moment because he was so just desolate, I think, at what had been going on with his Italian defence. Robin Williams running rings around them at the moment. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. Going down the left-hand channel. A deflection takes it towards the byline. He comes in from the left kickboard. Just in his way there was D'Alessandro. An absolute stalwart at the back, managing to clear it away from the edge of his own D. And now the break is on. Mauro running towards the edge of the area. Good tackle from Nathan Edge. First involvement of the game from him. And then the resulting shot goes wide from the right corner by D'Alessandro. So the Italians clap. Nathan Edge maybe just shaking off his first bruise of the match. I'm sure there'll be a few more to follow, especially if the Italians have that sort of attacking intent later on in the game. They haven't so far in this match, really. Darren Harris battling with opposite number 8, Tilaccio at the other end at the moment. The ball is on the far side, the Italian right, midway inside their own half. Lilly trying to get down the right, and the one man of England, Harris, managing to beat the two men of Italy momentarily. The ball just rolls down the foot of the kickboard, however, and out of play for Lamaccia's ball. Yobo on the bench in this second half, and goodness knows why, Pete, because it's been very noticeable with the lack of potency that Italy have had up front. They've had no potency, I say lack of, there's not been any really, apart from the Meiji run from Mauro a moment or two ago. Williams on the near side, the right, midway inside the Italian half. Great turn away from one. Can he get inside another? The answer just into the area. Real good chance. Second time has asked and he scores. He had a shot initially, completely missed the ball, but straight away managed to get his toes underneath the ball and scoop it over the goalkeeper, Marco Lamaccia, who probably thought he'd got away with it first time around when Williams missed his kick. Maybe it was just a dummy, maybe it was intended. Either way, England leads 6-0, and it's the second of the game for Robin Williams, and make that goal number 5 of the tournament. Roy Turnham, Robin Williams is coming to catch you at the moment.
Yeah, they're having their own personal battle, those two. And England extend their lead and extend their goal difference and extend their lead also at the top of Group A. Substitute for England, and it's the goalkeeper. So Dan James goes off. He's done very well today, Dan James. Well, he's a top-class goalkeeper, that's why. And on comes Dylan Malpass, just for a little bit more, not really confidence, but just a bit of game time, really. You never know what could happen in the latter stages. Off comes Robin Williams, and he hands over the armband to number 9, Roy Turnham, who again enters the field of play. That's not what the Italians wanted, absolutely whatever.
Proud moment for Roy Turnham, wearing the captain's armband on his left upper arm. And his mum tells me he's more of a midfielder than a striker. The number 9 on his back, quite misleading. Well, I think the goals he scored in these championships has been as well. Not seen many midfielders score as many as this man, who's running over the left-hand side now. Great run already from Turnham, who comes down the left side. The area gets tripped on the outside of the box. That is definitely a free kick. Jacobo Lilly just storming away there, looking very furious indeed. But Roy Turnham, as Italy concede their 5th team foul of the game, Jacobo Lilly gets a yellow card. A good opportunity now for England on the left corner of the box to really put a further nail in the Italian coffin.
Yeah, Roy Turnham gets to his feet. He's absolutely okay. He was going at full pace as well. I was slightly concerned because he really did bring him down at full pace. He's just walking away now, Roy. He's absolutely fine. And he's coming up to the halfway line. So it's going to be a free kick to England. Yellow card for Jacobo Lilly. I think it was just the pace, really, that Roy showed. That when he was brought down, it was quite dramatic. It was definitely a foul in the yellow card. It's the 5th team foul as well, so any more for Italy will mean it will be the 8-metre penalty kicks rule coming into fruition here in Berlin. But yeah, real pace there shown by Roy. Too much for Jacobo Lilly, and that's why he was brought down and a yellow card was branded. Right, back to the action. This free kick, it's the left of centre, 8 metres from goal, and standing over the ball is Darren Harris and also Kerin Seal. 4 men in the wall, 2 taps posted. Posts are tapped twice, and the shot comes in and it's wide of the right-hand post.
What's been toasted?
Yeah, exactly. It's the 4th game of the day. Long throw out by the goalkeeper, well controlled by Turnham. He goes past one, straight down the centre, past the second, into the D, loses control, and the ball goes into the goalkeeping square. And the goalkeeper does very well, actually. He hangs onto the ball. Turnham carried on his run, but just avoided the goalkeeper. And now throw downfield finds Morrow in the English D. Shot on goal, well saved by the goalkeeper, Malpass. Dive to his left-hand side, and well, the shot didn't have an awful lot of power onto it, but the goalkeeper still needed to hang on to the ball, and it goes out for an England throw-out, and Malpass quickly rolls it for that man Seal inside the centre circle. Lovely drag back, and then nutmegs D'Alessandro with his ball out to the left, and Roy Turnham, he turns his man one way, then another, goes down the left, almost goes to ground on the outside of the D. They just momentarily lose the ball. Turnham picks it up again, central position, squares it over to Harris on the right. Harris, good control, now drifts inside, lovely tackle on Harris, but he's very tenacious, tries to win the ball back. D'Alessandro brings it out for Italy, up to the halfway line, past the halfway line now, right hand side, there's 2 English players in front, scoops the ball over Karen Seal, tries to follow it up, can't get a shot off on goal, goes out for a goal kick to England, but lovely skill there by D'Alessandro. He knew that Karen Seal was in front of him, scooped the ball over the big England number 4, ran around him, but then couldn't pull the trigger. Don't know what the call was from behind the goal, but it should have been hit it right now. We're going to see a replay, a lovely scoop here by the Italian captain, one for the fans, over Karen Seal, and then runs around the big number 4 and didn't get a shot off on goal, but a moment of brilliance from the Italian 9.
One thing about bouncing balls as well is that the defence just can't track it. The rattle in the ball, it's going absolutely crazy when it's flying in the air and bouncing off the ground again. It's a very bouncy surface this as well here in Berlin. I've been on the pitch and it certainly does have a bit of buoyancy about it. There's a spring in England step as well at the moment as they call this time out in a very secure position, not just in the game but in the Group A standings as well. 5.5 minutes to go, England leading 6-0. And of course, just before that bit of brilliance there from Fabrizio D'Alessandro, the Italian captain, Roy Turner was once again showing us what he can do down the left-hand side, then in the centre, then back on the left, on the right as well. He's absolutely everywhere on the pitch whenever he's got the ball. And if you are going to interview him after the game, Pete, please just check, has he got Velcro on his shoes? Because the ball just sticks to him like glue. Absolutely incredible stuff from him. And the England players as a whole have been outstanding today. Not just the strikers, they'll get the headlines, of course. 6 goals for England, fantastic. But the defence as well, Dylan Malpass and Daniel James before him have both managed to get saves in as well whenever it has mattered. So the ball starts at the left side of the screen. And England will throw it from the back. I think a change has been made from Italy as well. Coming onto the pitch is Massimo Dell'Accio. And leaving the field is Nicola. No, Mauro's still on the pitch. It's actually Cavallotto. So restart has happened. Mauro is on the ball, turns on the sixpence. Nice run from him towards the edge of the penalty area. He's got 3 English shots around. He gets up around the whole lot of them, and Malpass just puts a big right foot through it and cannons it off the board at the other end of the field, and it goes out to his opposite number, Malco Lamaccia. No messing about from Malpass there. The ball is thrown down the right-hand side, far side as far as Italy are concerned. Switched laterally across to the near side, and it's Mauro trying to tussle with Dylan Harris. Harris, who hasn't had much of a chance on goal, but he's defended very well. He loses the ball this time around. Mauro, really good player for Italy. It's a surprise he doesn't get more games. Running down the left side of the area. It's not quite happened for him, though. It comes off an England shirt last. One referee ran away, the other one didn't. And the one that ran away said, goal kick, mate. And it will be England's ball at the back. And that is why we've got the 2 officials, of course. Malpass pulling out towards the left-hand side. Nice left-footed forward by Harris, searching for Nathan Edge, who lost track of it there. Edge was on the left side. The ball was going down the centre. And now Mauro in a central position, crosses the halfway line, darts now towards the left. It was a poor touch from him to run on to. Harris goes down with Mauro. They're both back up together because they're both stuck to each other at the moment, hugging one another as they tussle for possession. The possession is won by England, though, and out of play it goes for Dylan Malpass to just gently bowl out towards the left-hand side. Midway inside his own half is Karen Seal. Seal, the number 4. Plays it towards the left-hand side. It cannons off the kickboard and it troubles the Italian defenders who lose track of the ball, and they have to just poke it behind in the end. It was Matteo Sistu just getting a big left foot on it. It goes behind and England have a corner. We have 4 minutes left of this remaining. Italy 4 minutes away from a very heavy defeat to an England side who are all but sealing their qualification to the semi-finals. Don't forget tomorrow night, though, it does not make game against Germany any less important. It's a 5 o'clock kickoff local time. That's 4 o'clock in the UK. Left-hand side, Seal from the corner, runs all the way back towards the broken line, then stops, controls ball, faces the goal, drifts laterally infield, gets right to dead centre, back out on the left again, left footed shot, squirms through off a couple of Italian feet through towards the goalkeeper Lamaccia, who just elegantly floats the ball high in the air with 2 hands, and it goes over the halfway line towards the right hand side. D'Alessandro goes over to into the penalty area. Roy Turner's the furthest man back for England. He loses out this time around as the shot comes in low from D'Alessandro. It almost got the Italian crowd cheering. Good play from him, applauded by the English and the Italian fans as that came off the near post, and unfortunately he's now gone down. I think there was a collision off the ball there with Dylan Harris, of course completely accidental, but the veteran Fabrizio D'Alessandro, 46 years of age, and he, unfortunately for him, could not hit the target, and he's just feeling his right hand at the moment. I think that got a bit of a nasty collision as he ran into Dylan Harris. But that strike there from him, hitting the post, doesn't count as a shot on target, unfortunately, for the statistics. But more pressing issues is the fact of the battered hand. He will now shake hands with Dylan Harris. Both of them just say, look, there we go, that's exactly what we want. Fabrizio D'Alessandro just lifting Darren Harris into the air. And certainly there is nothing wrong between those two.
He's picked the right player to lift up in the air. Darren Harris, one of the smaller members and of the England team. I'm too sure he would have done it if it was maybe Karen Seal. Changing goalkeeper for Italy. So coming off the bench for Italy will be number 12, and that's Ludivoschi comes on for Italy. He's got a cap on even though the sun's gone down.
Probably trying to protect him from the flies in the stadium.
Possibly, yeah, there's quite a few. Turnham switches play from the left-hand side inside his own half, deep inside the Italian territory on the right. Good ball as well. It's stopped from going out of play by Darren Harris, who's now on the floor. Darren Harris, with 2 feet on the floor, goes back to the broken line. He's been trying to be lifted in the air again by the Italian defence. This time it's Lilly who's forced Darren Harris all the way back inside his own half, almost back to his own broken line, but he turns well, does Harris. Now tries a Marseille roulette on the centre circle, and he fails, but he's still bustling with the the Italian midfield. They've played so many games in this tournament, losing track of who they are. Italy 0, England 6, and with only 3 minutes to go, the ball's in the hands of the Italian goalkeeper, and he's looking for options, and well, all he can do is just push the ball out towards Lilly, because quickly on him is Nathan Edge. Ball down the right-hand side finds the Italian captain D'Alessandro. He won't stop. He scoops the ball again. This time it doesn't go over Seal, goes past him to try and find Maro, the number 6. Lovely back heel on the edge of the England broken line, but Harris brings it up to halfway and now clears down the left-hand side, trying to find Edge, who controls deep inside the Italian half. Tries to turn, he's inside the broken line now, just needs to put his foot on the ball to locate it. Now he does. If he can drive towards the box, he'll have a really good opportunity, but he's being forced back by the Italian number 5, and that's Matteo Sitsu, who does very well, misses with his kick, and now it's cleared eventually by the Italians. Up to halfway inside the centre circle. Mauro just turns on the ball. Darren Harris shepherds him over to the Italian left, the near side from our commentary position. Mauro turns again his man. He's on the edge of the D now. Can he get a left-footed shot on goal? No, he rolls it out for a goalkeeping restart for England.
Yeah, one thing about Nathan Edge just then, you do get some players more confident than others on the ball, and he's got the ball now in the left corner on the far side, alongside the kick ball. Nice turn away this time around, certainly showing some confidence. He's got the defender on the floor. Unfortunately, he drags the ball out of play past the byline. He's very unfortunate there, Nathan Edge. That was a wonderful bit of play from him. Close control, the footwork just as dazzling as his yellow trainers. And the ball is thrown by Italy down this left-hand side towards the halfway line. Mauro has it. He's alongside the kickboard on the near side, midway inside his own half, coming forward. He goes on the outside of Darren Harris now. Harris trying to keep up with Mauro, gets to the left side of the area, swings it with the left foot, misses it completely, and there is Roy Turnham leading like a captain should, clearing the ball away from the edge of his own area and letting the other players up front have an opportunity on goal. One of them is Nathan Edge. The ball just rolls past him and out for an Italian ball. One thing I have to say about Italy, they've been on 5 team fouls for a long time in the second half, and they've managed to make sure they keep their discipline and don't concede anymore. Of course, it would result in an 8-metre penalty now. They've got the 5 X's on the board. If you are just joining us, the 5 X's are not because we're on Britain's Got Talent, that is purely because they are team fouls. 5 conceded by Italy, 2 by England. Ball back with Dylan Malpas. He's going to throw the ball harshly down the centre. Finds Nathan Edge, does he? Yes, he does. Can Nathan Edge turn and shoot? Just inside the area, side foot a shot from him, straight at the goalkeeper. Good turn and bit of control from Nathan Edge there, who's got some really good footwork as well. He, at the second time of asking on the left-hand side, cannons the ball out of play. Nathan Edge from Mansfield is a Stags fan through and through. And the almost caught the eye of the Mansfield manager, Steve Evans, there with a lovely effort towards the edge of the penalty area. Darren Harris, left-hand side, maraudering down the left. He's got Mauro on his back. Darren Harris, great performance in the second half. Really head down, focused, and making sure he does the job required in front of him. But Mauro, excellent skill from him again, surging down the right-hand side, checks back just over the halfway line, comes laterally infield. He's got 3 England players to beat. One of them is Seal, goes past him, and again the last man back for England is Turnham in the left-back position at the moment. He seems to be playing absolutely everywhere. He tackles Mauro. Mauro gets the last touch on the ball, and it goes behind for an England ball. Left-hand side, a long throw again, bounces on the halfway line, just managed to stay in. Nathan Edge controls as he turns. He was about to score, I think, but it doesn't matter anyway. He may have been denied a goal-scoring opportunity, but several other England players were, including Daniel English, who got England off to the perfect start in this game with a goal after just 3.5 minutes. Robin Williams scored a brace, as did Roy Turnham, and Brandon Coleman from the spot almost managed to get his 4th goal of the tournament as well. A very good performance from England, who qualified for the semi-finals of the Blind Football European Championships 2017 in Berlin. Congratulations to the 3 Lions, but the hard work is still to be done. Another lift in the air from Fabrizio D'Alessandro as he lifts not only Darren Harris, but he also lifts that tall man on your screen there, Daniel James. A great achievement, probably as great as England's qualification for the semi-finals. The dominant display for England wasn't going all their own way in the first period. Some very tight, tussling, battling performances from the Italians, who I think got a bit fatigued due to their demanding schedule towards the end of the match. England are fit and showed exactly why they have the credentials to be European champions here in Berlin. They come out on top after winning 6-0 against Romania, 7-0 against France, make it another thumping scoreline for the 3 Lions and John Pugh's men, winning the game by 6-0. In a few moments' time, we'll be hearing from the man with the brace, with number 6 on his back, Robin Williams, who will not only be talking to Pete Selby, joining him will be Dan James. The two of them will be talking to us very soon and towering over our man Pete Selby, who certainly doesn't boast quite the physical presence that those 2 lads do. A good performance all round from England, at the front and the back as well. We'll be hearing from representatives from both of those fields on the pitch in a couple of seconds' time. So a good win for England. Game 3, win 3, 9 points in all. Germany next tomorrow night. They win this one 6-0. Let's hear from Daniel James and Robin Williams.
England goalkeeper Dan James and number 6 Robin Williams. Another few goals for Robin. Another England wonderful performance. Are England peaking at the right time?
Well, it's still a long way to go for us. We're coming into form, but just going to take it one game at a time, that old cliche. So got another game tomorrow against Germany. It's always a tough opponent, and a lot of quality on their side as well, so we're not taking anything for granted at the minute.
Robin, if England top Group A, with Russia looking to top Group B, it's possibly Spain or Turkey in the semi-finals. I know you're going to answer it's whichever we play, we'll take them on. But if you could choose one of those 2 teams, which one would it be?
Honestly, not bothered. We've played them both in the last 4 or 5 months and beaten them both. So yeah, we're here to win it. So we're going to have to play those teams at some point. So yeah, honestly, yeah, I'm easy either way.
Robin, looking forward to tomorrow's game with Germany. It never needs any more hype, but England versus Germany in front of a partisan home crowd. It's going to be a cracking game to be part of.
Yeah, I mean, they obviously need to get a result, so they're going to be up for it, and we'll have to make sure that we're up for it to combat them, because they're a decent side. So yeah, they've got quite a lot about them. We've played them quite a lot, so we know what they're about. But yeah, I'm confident that we can give them a good game.
And finally, Dan, you boys are causing quite a stir back home. Over 1 million people watching your previous game against France. You need all the support that you can get ready from back home. It's nice to know that a lot of the people watching on and cheering you boys on.
Absolutely, and we really appreciate all that support from home. Just giving that blind football the exposure it deserves, the quality that is at this tournament, and the people watching home, we really appreciate it, and we just hope that you can all get behind us for the remaining fixtures, and hopefully we can do our country proud and bring home the trophy.
Germany versus England tomorrow, 5 o'clock Berlin time, 4 o'clock UK time. It's the big clash in Group A. Good luck, chaps.
Thank you. Thank you. Cheers.
There you heard it. Robin Williams speaking to Peter Selby, and Dan James saying thank you to every one of you that is watching on. Even one of our cameramen's mums, Truman's mum, Sharon, has been watching. He's been manning the cameras here, bringing you some great shots. Thank you very much, Sharon. You've been watching and explaining the rules, we've noticed as well. Explaining the rules and calling all of the goals. Jonathan Bell, a fantastic tournament for England so far. There's that seed of doubt. It's because we're English, I suppose, but there's that seed of doubt. It's going too well.
Absolutely, yes. It seems like Hereford all over again in 2015. I'd say, Alan, the difference this time around is the post-mortem following Hereford was that John Pugh, the England coach, said, we were great technically, we were great defensively, we were great in an attacking sense, but we lacked the psychological edge that Spain, Russia, Turkey possessed. And the fact that he's recognised that and be able to have 2 years to iron those issues out gives me great confidence that this time around it won't be the same old England once again. Now, of course, we'll have to wait and find out. We've got Germany to play tomorrow, live here, 5 o'clock local time, 4 o'clock UK time, as you just heard there from Pete on pitch side. And England can go into that game now and sort of lean back a little bit. Dan James said they're not taking anything for granted, but the luxury of having one game spare and being able to then look forward to the future games in the semi-final. It could be one of Turkey, Russia or Spain. Again, it's going to be a difficult task for England, but they've got to be happy after that performance and the current standings in the group so far.
I said to Pete Selby at half-time, could go on and get 5, 6, 7. That's exactly what they did. Let's take a look at the highlights of the second half alone. It was 3 at half-time, and the second half only got better for England.
Roy Turnham, I was talking to his mum at half-time. She was utilising the audio description service here in Berlin. Not only loving the commentary, she was loving the performance from her son as well. A superb performance from him once again. It wasn't quite the hat-trick he got yesterday against France, but a brace nonetheless for him, and a lovely darting run at the start of the second half before unleashing a low right-footed shot into the bottom left corner of Lamachia's net. He had a difficult game in goal for Italy. He conceded a first-half penalty as well as conceding the 6 England goals. But Roy Turnham, he's certainly a star man for England, but it's not just a one-man showing. They've got a full team of able footballers, shown now by Robin Williams.
Yeah, why you say that? We can take a quick look at the goal-scoring charts. Turnham's got 5, Williams has got 5, Coleman's got 4, Inglis has got 4. We talked about that at the beginning of the programme with Pete Selby about the fact that it's not 1 or 2 players that are scoring the goals like some teams. There's just a mixture.
Absolutely. Pick any one of the England players to score first in the game against Germany, because it's really hard to choose. All of them have got the talent to dribble through, and it's not just a case of one of them picking up the ball and then darting towards the opposition net. They can pass it around as well. They can keep possession. I do like this goal from Williams, though. He obviously has gone to try and shoot first time around, missed the ball, but it's toyed with the goalkeeper Lamachia, who's already gone to ground, and then Williams has the quick reactions to recognise, hang on, if I scoop this over him now, he's got absolutely no chance here. A nice dummy from Williams and a great goal for him. Second of the game as well, just like Turnham.
Yeah, the second swing wasn't expected by the Italian keeper. And Williams is, well, the fake and the shot. And it's another in the back of the net for Williams. And this is what blind football's all about. Keep your eyes on the ball. Go on, son. Look at that. That is absolutely superb. It's audacious. It's sublime. It is the IBSA Blind Football European Championships 2017. Okay, let's take a look at the league table before we head home. England are not heading home from a European tournament yet. 9 points to maximum from 3 games. They are still yet to concede in these championships. Germany now have the opportunity. Beat England tomorrow and they will go through. It's a good feeling around here all of a sudden. English people realise that they fancy they're already through. Germany, a victory over England will put them through, depending on whether France or Italy thrash one another. Well, it's difficult to say it's a definite. England are. The rest of the group will have to wait. Tomorrow it is France versus Italy and England and Germany in Group A. But our first game of day number 6 here at this tournament, Russia taking on Belgium. Both of these groups are very, very tight. we'll find out who goes through tomorrow to the semi-finals. Thank you very much for tuning in. Well over 1 million people have been watching the coverage here of the IBSA Blind Football European Championships 2017 from Jonathan Bell and myself, Alan March, and all the team here in Berlin. Good night.